Hi guys, me Rusty78609, Central Texas, USA. It is 10:53 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is Wednesday, and this is it, and we're going to talk more about it in just a second. But what I want to do is use this forum, my YouTube channel, which gets about that many views, but it's a start. You know, you plant a seed and a tree grows, okay? Well, this video is related, I guess, somewhat. Yeah, it's related to the election, but I'm not going to talk politics. What I'm going to talk about is one of the major issues facing the USA today, and everybody's aware of it. It's JOBS, jobs. But not just any jobs, manufacturing jobs that support a large base in any community. Okay? And I just watched, what motivated me to do this video was, you know, here I am, 71 years old. I'm not politically active, and I know both parties suck. You know, neither one of them, they're all in somebody's pocket. You know, I mean, it's sickening. So that's why I'm doing this. I just watched a video on YouTube, and it's fairly current. It was done in 2016. I'm not sure exactly when. It was posted on YouTube. It says 4 weeks ago, and the title of the documentary, if I can get it out here, you know, as you get older, these things happen. I don't know why. God damn it. But anyway, having coughed and all that, the name of the documentary is America, Death by China, Full Documentary 2016. Again, it's titled America, Death by China. Now, it shows some missiles on the picture, but it's not about war. It's not about a normal type of war. It's about a trade war. It's about how China, since they became members of the WTO in the 90s, and of course Bill Clinton was the one that sold us down the river, or at that time, he was the guy that put the icing on the cake, I guess you'd say. And since that time, corporations have moved their operations to China by the thousands. I mean, I remember when Ross Perot was running for president on the third party ticket many years ago. And one of the things he said back then was if NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, was passed, you'd hear a giant sucking sound in the U.S., and that sucking sound would be the manufacturing jobs leaving this country to go to other countries, and it did happen. At first, the jobs went to Mexico, and then in 1990s, with support of Bill Clinton and other other politicians and corporate pockets, we ended up with jobs being moved actually out of Mexico and the U.S. and going to China, and they still are today. And it's not a level playing field. You know, they talk about in this documentary, you know, how China, through currency manipulation, and you don't need to try to understand it, but just understand that that term means that China ends up with a significant advantage in the markets. Okay, in other words, they can build a car in China and sell it in the USA 25% cheaper than we could build that same car in the USA. And that's not labor costs I'm talking about. That's just through currency manipulation that gives them that much of an advantage. It's between 18 and 25%. And we're not competing on a level playing field with the Chinese. And so what I'm saying in this video is don't buy anything made in China unless you have to, unless you just absolutely have to. That's my opinion. Why? Because every time you go to Walmart and pick up a product, made in China, okay? Even though it was like $3. That's $3. It just went overseas to some slave laborers over there in China that are making absolutely nothing. This was probably made by prison labor, actually. And, the pollution created by Chinese manufacturing, it doesn't just stay in China. I mean, all along that Asian corridor there, it comes across on the jet stream and lands on the west coast of the USA primarily. And so 25% of the pollution now along the west coast is coming from, guess where? Primarily China. And do they give a shit? No. And so, let's not just me, but if you can, pass the word. You know, the longest journey begins with a single step, and I'm taking the single step for me of doing this from now on. I mean, I can't be retroactive, and if I returned everything in here that was from China, I don't think well, first of all, the video, the camera, the cell phone, there are zero cell phones made in the United States of America. None. None. Zero. Do you know that? None. No televisions. None. Okay? Microwave ovens. None. Okay? And so, having said that, buy American made if you can. If you can. I'm not saying boycott Walmart, but if you don't buy made in China, you're boycotting Walmart. Do you realize that Walmart by itself is the fourth largest trading partner that China has? You got me? Fourth largest. Fourth largest. Ahead of all the other nations, Walmart. Now, when this thing was set up years ago, it was supposed to be a level playing field. Well, but here's the real game changer. And this is why we as individuals have to get involved. If we don't, the government is going to do nothing. Nothing. Now, you got a chance with Trump, maybe, I'm not sure. But with Clinton, I guarantee you it's no change at all. None. None. They're in the Chinese pocket. Guarantee you that. Trump may be. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not. This is completely above and beyond political parties. It is up to us as citizens to take this country back. Ain't nobody gonna do it for us. All this sitting around and wishing and hoping and voting and voting and voting got us to where we are today. We're basically in a depression, and it's getting worse. If you don't believe me, I haven't been to Detroit in years, but I understand that the unemployment rate there is several times higher than anywhere else in the U.S. And all the old, what used to be the steel belt is now the rust belt. But all those jobs went overseas, and they went because what are called multinational corporations, in other words, that is large corporations that do business all over the world, they owe their allegiance to no individual country whatsoever. They want to maximize the profits or shareholder return, basically. And that's it. And if you don't have a job, if your children don't have jobs, if your grandchildren don't have jobs, if you're dying of polluted air, they do not give a damn. I guarantee you. And the people, not only do the multinational corporations not give a damn, and they're just doing what they're built to do, they also, because the Supreme Court here ruled a few years ago, they can actually just dump unlimited money into political campaigns. What does that do to your vote? Your vote doesn't do poo-poo, okay? Mine either, all right? I'm not just singling anybody out. Money is the issue. However, we can, me, you, and 100 million other people, by getting off our ass. Well, you don't even have to do that. You don't have to do anything but think, okay? Think. By that I mean, whenever possible, buy American made. If we had 50 million people start today, buying American made products, whenever they can. Now, I know that there's a lot of products that you cannot buy because they are none of them made in the United States. My recommendation for me is twofold. I will not buy a made in China product again, period, if there's an American substitute. Two, if there is no substitute at all, and I need that product, then I'm going to look real hard at going without it. In other words, if my microwave oven goes out and I cannot find a microwave oven made in the USA, and according to this documentary, you can't, I will go without a microwave. I don't need the damn thing. It's just a convenience. That's all. Just another one of those created conveniences. And another thing, for you people that have children out there, you ought to damn sure not buy products made from China for your children, because the chemicals on those products are toxic for most children. Okay? You know, they got lead in there, arsenic on them, and they don't give a damn. They have no standards in China. None. They don't have an EPA. They don't have an FDA. They don't have all of these agencies that we have here. They don't have an OSHA, Occupational Safety Health Act, that protects employees. They don't have any of that. None. So they can build, but our corporations go over there to maximize shareholder return. Now, who are the shareholders? It ain't me. It's the 1%ers. You think they give a shit about you and me? No. So what I'm saying is, and I'm going to keep repeating this till maybe it goes through that last quarter inch, whenever possible, do not buy products made in China. Whenever possible, do not buy products made in China. Period. I guarantee you, everything I've got here, I mean, I'm looking around, and where's this thing made? This is a blender. I don't know if it says. Well, it may have on the receipt, but it doesn't say on the bottom. Or if it does, I can't read it. No, made in China. I read it. Made in China. Toaster, made in oven. Made in China. Got one right there. My favorite little container, well, it's not stamped, but I'm probably sure this thing was made in China too. However, having said all that, let's all 5 of us that watch this video, one of my completely viral videos, but if we can just start, you know, if whenever you drop a pebble in water, it makes little ripples, you know what I mean? It ripples out and it affects a big pool of water, you follow me? And what I want to do, I want to throw that pebble in the water right here, right now. And y'all filter it out. You know, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, you know, that we're being taken over. No, we already are taken over by the Chinese. What we want to do now is take it back. Get it back. This is our damn country, okay? This is your country and my country. And what we want to do, why are we doing it? You know, people do things for reasons. What's my reason? Because I would love for my sons and my grandson and their children and so forth to have a decent country to live in that has jobs that will provide them with a standard of living that keeps them from living on a street corner or having to live out of a van or whatever. Which, you know, if you make the choice to live in a van, thumbs up to you. If you're forced into that van because the company you work for sent those jobs to China, get serious. Get serious. Don't do it. But again, the purpose of this video is to sell you on the idea twofold. Let's take this country back. The politicians are not going to do shit for us, I guarantee you. They're not going to do a thing for your grandchildren. They're not going to do a thing for your great-grandchildren. That is all crap. I've lived 71 years, and every time there's a presidential election, change. We're going to do this, and things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. Follow me. And every election, guess what? They're always real close. You notice that? You know what I mean? It's never 90% for and 10% for the other. Oh no, it's usually 50, 51%. You know what I mean? Just neck and neck, boy, real drama. And then at the end, somebody gets elected and we go right on down the drain. The Chinese keep winning. And guess what else they're doing, folks? Uh, they're building up their military using your money. Okay? Is that good? No, no, no. No, no, no. As long as we're the balance of power, that's good. You know, never mind, I won't get into that. But it's not a good idea for them to use your money to build weapons to eventually kill us. I don't think that's too sharp. So, watch the documentary. I just watched it. I'll give you the name of it again. It is called America Death by China. Full documentary, 2016. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long. It's had 126,000 views in 1 month. It shows 4 weeks ago. Again, America Death by China. Watch the documentary. It's on YouTube right now. And stop buying products made in China. I'm going to do it. I'm starting now. I promise you. Whenever I go to the store, and watch your food products too, folks. Whenever you pick up a little box of food, particularly baby stuff, made in China, made in China, made in China, and that stuff is toxic, toxic, toxic. They got arsenic in some of the stuff, lead in some of the stuff. I mean, believe me, protect your children. Stay away from made in Chinese products. Period. Bring America's jobs back here. You know, the only way to do it is to force these people. And the way you vote is with money. Money talks. You know, that going to the voting booth in your precinct or whatever, and you know, filling out that silly little ballot and all that shit, and then punching that little button that says done and all that. That doesn't do poo-poo. What does it is you not buying their product. And then you become 50 million people. Guess what happens then? Things change, and they change quick. Because all of a sudden that shareholder value starts to go down a little bit, and they're looking at the reasons that shareholder value is going down, and they realize, uh-oh, people stopping by, they're not buying Chinese products anymore. Here comes the jobs back, made in America, made in America, made in America. Thumbs up, folks. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye.